So, are you recording? In addition to the cost of all the extra materials, the
Yes.
Was too expensive due to the size and scope of the game. It required extra memory and a battery for saving, which made it too costly to produce and market at the time. This was partly due to Nintendo of America preparing for the launch of the Super Nintendo. Prior to the cancellation, several magazines had printed small previews of the NES release of Mother, already renamed Earthbound. It's not known why Nintendo of America renamed the game, and Nintendo has never officially commented on the matter. It's possible the game wasn't originally planned to be renamed at all.
So, just in case you weren't filled in about the stuff, there was an incident that happened like a few hours ago.
Spacebound was also registered. It's possible the name
I think down your brightness.
in order to not mislead the players into thinking the game featured space travel or combat.
Right there.
Despite the fact that the first game in the Earthbound series was never released outside of Japan, the process of working on the localization was
the incident was I called it the Dark Pod incident, where this guy right here, he was asleep and some other person took control of his character and said, I'm in your house hiding behind something, you will be dead. And then all of a sudden his account went offline. And he thought that I was lying about the incident, but then he started to believe me. And right now he got me some reassurance. So, yeah. If you want to add me, it's Casey Mama 85 just in case.
Change your outfit.
Because it's too bright. I look like Roll of Past one.
Mother 2 uses a sound effect that sounds as if their father is beating them. In Earthbound, the sound effect was changed to resemble loud yelling. The town of Forsyth has a bar in Mother 2, and the people inside the bar might be drinking alcohol.
Better?
In Earthbound, this bar was changed to a cafe, and customers
I look fabulous.
Almost all religious references and cross shapes are removed from Earthbound.
So, by the way, if you're wondering what Little Big Planet game this is Little Big Planet 3, if you could tell by the other layers. And also the fact that this costume exists.
Now we're twins.
She's not playing the person behind the camera, she's my mom. But this is Alec KZ's video. So,
in the segment of Earthbound where Ness enters his own subconscious, he can be seen wearing pajamas. In Mother 2, Ness is naked, wearing nothing but his hat. One of the most obvious differences between Mother 2 and Earthbound is the pencil statues that block access to certain areas of the game. Mother 2, these statues depict an octopus rather than a pencil. When in an interview, Shigesato Itoy explained the reason for the octopus statues. He says that in times when the player doesn't know what to do and when he or she feels
do you want to play a house?
An octopus is blocking the way. In Mother 2, the player is given the octopus eraser machine to destroy the obstacle. In Earthbound, the player receives the pencil eraser to clear the way. Another statue blocking the path in Earthbound is of a pencil eraser, which requires an eraser to clear off. In Mother 2, the statue depicts a limbless doll. The reason for this play on words, in Japanese these dolls are called kokeshi. The word for eraser is keshi, so the item that clears the path is the kokeshi keshi. Not all changes between the two versions were cut content. In Mother 2, a sign can be found posted in the town of Greed by a parental organization.
I'm going to cut down or change the color of the outfit. How do you do that?
This organization was given
puppet color or what?
Opposing Obsession Plan, which is an acronym, spells out poop. No equivalent.
Oh, look at the baby. Cute.
That's all for today.
Oh wait, I can be like a Wizard Tails.
My
Wizard Tails.
Make sure you also check out DiginoGaming.com.
Or I can be Yaboa.
Part 2 of this video, just click the link in the description below. Also check out my
for all you Miniki fans.
Videos, mostly Let's Play videos of anything from Pokemon to
Creeper, play a Creeper.
What? I don't have a costume.
Do we need to get it, huh?
I can be like the unreleased Emily
There you go.
Witch.
Gandalf, you shall not pass.
My book.
I'll beat you with the book. I'll throw a Facebook at you.
Facebook! Getting a waterfall. Let's see what I have in my tools bag. Never mind. Weird. Put on videos. By the way, if wondering what's in the background, I'm listening to Do You Know Gaming, so...
Time was.
Subscribe to them.
Fresh coconut water, well, you had to become pretty handy.
Whoa, okay, the ground vanished. What's that water? I'm walking on air. That adds a new meaning to the phrase I'm walking on air. Even though the ground is just transparent. Hold on, like Amy, I think it was, or Beta Pinky Bluffum.
you know? Earthbound creator Shigesato
I look adorable.
Every line of dialogue in the script of Earthbound, excluding Moonside. Itoa didn't know how to use computers at the time, and so he actually spoke each line aloud, often letter by letter, as a staff member would
run sack by run launcher.
The reaction of the transcriber to determine if the line was good or not.
Sumo wrestler.
Didn't think the game would have turned out the same way it all himself.
Switchy.
Many fans are aware Earthbound takes place in a fictional area called Eagle Land, which is often thought to be a satirized version of the United States. However, in an interview with Weekly Famitsu, Shigesato Itoa stated that Mother is not necessarily set in America, but that the game is supposed to have an international
You look weird.
feel. This is
No
why
offense.
many
I'm Captain Put.
Okay, well, it looks weird to me.
Mother 2 has content that was
We want to see weird?
to remove references to Western pop culture, mostly because of
I have an idea.
features a delivery truck
You
with a
wanna
thumb
see
on the
weird?
side and a white underline with a swirl. This is
that a newspaper?
the logo for Coca-Cola.
Yeah, he has like a
Earthbound, the
people
logo
shaped
was
beard.
altered instead
This
of
is Larry Da
using
Vinci.
stickman.
He's
The runaway
Papa
fans
Puzzle.
in Earthbound
I'm wearing a
called the
jumpsuit.
Tanzura brothers
Shit.
and wore all black suits. This was changed in Earthbound because the
Oh, it's creepy. You don't go to that one. I am a porcelain doll. I'm here to kill you.
Adam and Eve.
She looks like a succubus.
Excuse me?
You know, a demon.
Look at her eye. Don't run with scissors.
But that's what the designers knew the typical Japanese
Da
game
Vinci.
would perceive to be a typical American
Rawr.
growing up outside a small town.
I'm a big bear.
I said Da Vinci, that's Clive.
The music
I actually
of
gotta
Earthbound is well known
play
for its homages to
Sweet.
Western artists
I
and
knew.
compositions. The trumpet player on Winnet will play the melody of Dvorak's Symphony No. 9, Movement 2.
Listen. Look. A swoop! Wee. Controls like Flappy Bird, except instead of tapping a screen, you're tapping a button. I'm gonna fly my heart
The
away.
music plays during
Oh, by the way, I
a
can do
weak
this.
opponent sounds almost note for note like the song Tequila by the Champs.
Oh, I like that song. It's annoying. Look. Look.
Dance.
Famously, the battle music that plays while fighting Frank or a hippie contains an unquestionable
Hippie?
nod to the opening of Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry.
Are you gonna play a level? It's hurting my hand to keep holding it here.
Slowly turn the screen.
The American National Anthem can be
I
heard
love
distorted
that.
in the background during segments of the music in Moonside. The Megaton Walk track from Dungeon Man features a drum beat that sounds remarkably similar to a segment from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles.
Beatles. The Beatles.
Okay, out. Why does it sound like
These
There was
samples
in the
in the
block.
music of Earthbound later caused controversy for Nintendo of America when the company tried to approve the game for digital distribution on the Wii's Virtual Console. One of the original composers for Earthbound, Hirokazu Tanaka, mentioned in an interview with OneUp.com that the sampling issue is a little sensitive because, well, I don't know for sure. But it sounds like this is one of the reasons Earthbound is not able to come out in America. Earthbound was finally approved for re-release at the end of 2013 for the Wii U Virtual Console. During the announcement on Nintendo Direct,
Oh, wow.
President Satoru Iwata mentioned
Nothing
the
new.
overwhelming fan outcry was the main reason for the release. The Earthbound series has a wide variety of unused and cut content within the data of each game. In Earthbound, the town of Threed has 2 NPCs that were originally going to appear after the player defeats Master Belch. By modifying
Master
data
Belch?
values, the characters can be reinserted into the game. The first is actually very important to the game's plot. It's a detective that explains how the Mani Mani statue wound up in Fourside. The second is a character that can normally only be seen while riding the bus from Threed to Fourside. An unused item called Video Relaxing can still be found in the game's files. It has no function, and the description of the item reads, "What the hey is this?" The party member Pooh has an unused jumping animation, and the character Everdread has an unused ghost sprite similar to playable party members, which suggests Everdread was going to be a party member at some point during development. Earthbound's successor, Mother 3, has inaccessible content in the final version of the game. In the Toilet Dungeon in Chapter 8, 2 rooms are fully designed but can only be accessed with the use of a cheating device. The first is a bathroom with an overflowing toilet, and the second is a bathroom filled with a giant pile of toilet paper. Mother 3 also had an unused boss battle that could be accessed using a cheat device. The boss appears to change form several times, even taking on a likeness of the main story character, Klaus. The game has an unused battle action called
Okay,
Consider.
so I'm playing a
and
level
Stack
called Toggle
Kindness.
Christmas.
3 enemies can also be found in the game's data that were absent from the final game.
So
And
I already know how to
lastly,
play
a
Toggle
series of
because I've
cutscenes
beaten
can
the
be found
game
in the game's data that
many,
were never used
many
in the final
times.
game's story. One scene features a flying interpreter moving
Also,
around in the
Dav.
sky. Another shows
Also,
a
people
flashback
who
of
were
the
doing
twins
the
fighting
Cut
together,
for
which is
Dav
possibly gonna be used
King
near the end of the
campaign.
game. Another flashback
Please
features
stop.
the twins fighting each other with Klaus pushing Lucas
It's
down before
creepy.
their father intervenes. And the final
Don't do the
cutscene features
hashtag
a flashback
unless
of
you
Lucas and
really
Klaus
want to
killing
wind
their
up in the
mother.
hospital. Yeah, people are doing that, Mom. They're cutting themselves because they got trolled.
Throughout the development of the series, several Earthbound projects
Please
were
don't
planned
do
to be
that.
partially developed
What?
and ultimately scrapped.
Cut
The
yourself
first
because you get
scrapped project was a
trolled.
sequel to Mother 2,
I'm not
which
going
began
to.
its development for
The only
I'm
time I
saying.
ever would cut myself is by accident.
Well, I would say it this way. If I didn't say it, I would be a good parent. Yeah.
I wouldn't do it, and I won't do it.
Development shifted to a regular
Whee!
Nintendo 64 cartridge. The game suffered multiple delays and was eventually canceled. Shigesato Itoi explained that the ambition of the project was too large, and the development team were too inexperienced with 3D game development. Eventually, the remnants of the game were gathered up and converted into Mother 3 for the Game Boy Advance. At some point in the Nintendo 64 version of Mother 3's development, an expansion pack known as Mother 3.5 was also planned. Not much is known about this expansion pack other than just simply that it existed and that it was going to be an expansion pack. Another Earthbound project was something Itoi came up with while developing the Nintendo 64 iteration of Mother 3. In the November 1996 issue of 64 Dreams, Itoi mentioned, "I wanted to make a Mr. Saturn action puzzle game. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the game will ever come to be." In an interview with Nintendo President Satoru Iwata,
No,
Shigesato
no, I
Itoi
don't
announced
want
that he
to.
was finished with the Mother series and was happy with
Fine,
the
well,
three games
kid.
as they are.
Like 12 years old.
That's all for today, but don't forget to subscribe to Digino Gaming and follow Digino Gaming on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you also check out diginogaming.com.
Creepy carnival music.
Also check out my channel.
Okay.
Various videos, mostly Let's Play videos, of anything from Pokemon to Kid Icarus to Sonic to Okami, all kinds of things like that.
Eh.
How long is this level, Casey?
Only 3 minutes. So, Animal Crossing. What the heck? Okay.
Make him dance. There you go.
It fell. Whee! Animal Crossing music. Reminds me when I was in 2015, 2005.
The themes
My
explored in Animal
my
Crossing
great-grandpa was
like
still alive.
friendship and community were inspired by
Good times.
from the life of serial
Sometimes.
killer Tetsuya
Ow, I
Iguchi.
died.
When Iguchi moved over 300 miles from his home to work at Nintendo Kyoto's headquarters,
I had a
he began to
costume
feel
that I
a
had
sense of
before.
isolation from
Sorry,
his
we have to
friends
change
and
it to it.
loved ones. In an
Show
edge-raising
everybody
interview, Iguchi
the
explained,
adorableness
"When I
of
moved there, I
this
left my family and friends behind. In doing so, I realized
superhero that makes me look fabulous.
Talk to them, play with them was such a great, important thing.
Fabulous.
I wondered for a long time if there was a way to
Yep.
recreate that feeling.
My little hair, my little ballerina hair.
The original Animal Crossing.
Gosh darn it.
Animal Crossing on the GameCube is actually a port of a Japanese Nintendo 64
Sorry.
game called Dobutsu no Mori, or Animal Forest in English. Originally, Animal Forest was planned to release
Yeti.
on the Nintendo 64 disk drive and was intended to use the disk drive's internal clock to track real-world time, making the game seem truly alive. However, since the disk drive turned
Shanna's
out to be a
big helper.
commercial failure, Animal
Whee!
Forest was published on a regular Nintendo
I'm the
64
abominable
cartridge. It
snowman.
was published in April of 2001, only 5 months before the launch of the Nintendo GameCube console. 8 months after Animal Forest released in Japan, an enhanced port was released for the GameCube called Animal Forest Plus. This version took advantage of the GameCube's internal clock to keep track of time, as was originally planned. Animal Forest Plus was the version that was ported to the United States' Animal Crossing in 2002 and in Europe in 2004. Thousands
Level's
of lines
over.
of text had to be translated
Half the
from
video.
Japanese, and many